What's up, everyone? Coming back to you with the video response to the 2014 Sugar Bowl. We we played great that game, and honestly, everyone was talking about on my other video, how I'm not a true Oklahoma fan because I didn't think that they were gonna win. Who really did think they were going to win, honestly, guys? Really, just tell me, if you honestly thought in your heart that OU was going to beat Bama like they did, you're a liar. Because what I saw that game, Trevor Knight didn't do that the whole season. Our defense didn't do that the whole season. We played great. This was the best win we've had in probably 3 years. Most impressive win we've had in 3 years. That actually means something, and this is getting our program right back on track. I just checked and saw something on Facebook or something that now, since we won this game, we're getting a lot of new recruits that are going to be excited to go to our school, so that's just helping our program more, and I'm pretty sure a 5-star running back just committed to OU, and I couldn't be more happy for our team right now. Trevor Knight played an outstanding game. He played great. You can't ask for a better performance. But the thing is, one of the main reasons I didn't believe that we would pull this win off, along with many other people, I mean, just look at Trevor Knight against West Virginia. That was one of the worst games I've ever seen a quarterback at Oklahoma play, other than the Texas game with Blake Bell. I mean, everything was good today. A.J. McCarron, 2 interceptions. I mean, that was partly his fault, but Zach Sanchez read that play perfectly. We read that well, and that was basically what sealed the deal there at the end of the first half when we got the 31-17. And when I was watching that, I couldn't believe it. Very excited for our team next year. We're going to be great. We still have Trevor Knight. I mean, Keith Ford, he only got 3 carries today, but he had a good rush. I mean, think about it. People are, as I said before, you're not a true fan. You're not a Sooner fan because you didn't think that they were going to do that to Alabama. Okay. As I said, we had Trevor Knight. I thought all we're going to do is rush the ball. That's what we did all season, and that's what we did the best. And our offensive line was shuffled around. Bronson Irwin, I think, was playing at right tackle or something, and everything was makeshift. Makeshift O-line. A guy who never started before was playing, and to come out there like that, and at the beginning, Amari Cooper, I don't even remember who it was. I think it might have been Amari Cooper, who caught that screen pass for 68 yards, and brought us right to the goal line. I was just like, here it goes. This is the game. T.J. Yeldon scored within 2 minutes, and right when we got on offense, the tempo was really affecting Alabama, and we really haven't seen that all year. We haven't seen an offensive perform. I haven't seen our offense look like that probably since, with the tempo and how we were completing passes, probably since 2011, I don't know, maybe 2012. But we have not seen that all year from either quarterback. Trevor Knight played great. Sterling Shepard, got to give him all the receivers, Colton Bester, Sterling Shepard, all those guys, Jalen Saunders, got to give them a ton of credit because they were making great catches. There was that Derek Woods catch, and I don't even know who he is, but he probably, he jumped for the catch and pulled it down on a critical third down. Colton Bester was making plays. As I said, Sterling Shepard had that 48-yard touchdown reception, which was awesome. Eric Stryker getting in the backfield had 3 sacks on A.J. McCarron, and he's only been sacked 10 times, and we had 7 sacks the whole game. And not to take any credit away from Bama, they played a good game, but they didn't play Alabama football. And that's what I thought they were going to come out and play. They were going to play Alabama football, and this is exactly what happened to them in the 2008 Sugar Bowl against Utah. They came out flat at the beginning, but they really didn't. They played a good game at the beginning, and then right at the second half, I thought, this team. I haven't seen any of this all year from this team, and neither has anyone else. Well, probably since the Oklahoma State game. That's when we started to see a lot of improvement. Because when we got dump truck by Baylor, I thought the season was over, because looking at that game, the Baylor game and the Texas game, and comparing it to what was tonight, it was, I haven't seen our offense work like that, as I said, since like 2011, 2012, and probably going back to 2008 with Sam Bradford. We were making third downs. We had like 39% third down. We were like 50. I don't know. We did good on third down tonight. People were talking about, oh, Sterling Shepard's a small receiver. He's not going to be able to play with the Alabama corners like Deion Blue and all them. Guys, come on. Alabama fans are talking, some Alabama fans don't even give any credit to Oklahoma. They think that this was all Alabama's doing. It wasn't. Oklahoma played a great game. Alabama played a good game. Derrick Henry was a monster. I don't know why they didn't give him he had 8 carries. He should have had like 20 carries. He was destroying us. He's going to be a great player next year and in the future if he's only a freshman now. I mean, he was wrecking us. And TJ Yeldon, he didn't play a good game either. He had that fumble. I mean, think about that. We forced technically 5 turnovers on Alabama, including that onside kick. Well, that was really a script kick, but executed great. Everything was awesome. Players stepped up when they needed to. I mean, you got to get all the credit to Oklahoma. And A.J. McCarron passed for like 380 yards, but he really didn't have a good game either. And right at the end there, when Eric Stryker had that sack, and Geno Grissom, well, not the sack, but the fumble, which technically is a sack, and Geno Grissom picked up that ball and ran it in for the touchdown, that's when I knew that this was, as Onakuno said, this is us playing at our full potential. This is what we could have done all season if we were more creative in the playroom and we were executing well. This is what could have happened. If we played like this, against either Baylor or Texas, we might be in a different situation if we were a one-loss team. But, I mean, as I said, I haven't seen this all year from the Sooners at all. 45 points on a SEC defense, and that's another thing too. SEC is starting to go downhill now, and everyone's talking about this now. Now that OU and we've beaten Alabama now, the SEC is, as I said, starting to go downhill. I mean, think about it. Who was good this year? Auburn. Auburn and Alabama, that's about it. I mean, Missouri had a pretty good season, but yeah, and that's another thing too. Texas A&M and Missouri both came from the Big 12, which they were terrible in the Big 12. Well, they had like a combined 3 or 4 Big 12 championship appearances and 1 win combined. And now they're coming into the SEC and getting to the SEC championship. Mizzou is in the premier conference of college football, the SEC defense that everyone raves about, that gave up 45 points to OU, who only scored over 45 points twice in the whole season. So, I don't know what to say. I'm overjoyed that we won that game, and I hope that we can keep executing like that like next year in future games, because we haven't seen that all season from anyone. Did not expect this win. Great win. And the reason I waited to do this video is because I wanted to see how the bowl games played out. And we might be in the top 5 or maybe 6 after this impressive win. Well, it depends on if Florida State wins the BCS National Championship, which I believe personally they will, because they haven't been playing any SEC defenses. But the funny thing is, Auburn gave up 42 points to... an SEC defense gave up 42 points to Mizzou, while our Big 12 defense gave up the same in Oklahoma State against them. So we're probably going to be at the top of the list of the 2 lost teams, I hope. So if Auburn wins, it'll be, what I'm guessing is Auburn, Michigan State, or Auburn, Michigan State, Florida State, maybe us potentially, and if Florida State wins, it'll be Florida State, Michigan State, and probably us, either us or Auburn. I'm hoping. I really don't know, because the pollsters are a little weird. I mean, we did have a phenomenal game, and I hope that people, this can be a signature win for us, because, Oklahoma chokes in bowls, all this other stuff. Well, we obviously couldn't choke in a bowl because we were the underdog, but I'm hoping that they rank us high, because we haven't been ranked high since 2011, and that was kind of a fluke. I'm not even going to lie. Not trying to throw my team under the bus or anything, but we were number one against Florida State, and I think we were like 7-0 until we lost to Tech, and then it just went downhill from there. But anyway, I'm hoping we get at least a top 5 finish this year, since we haven't had that since 2008. Actually, 2011 2010 we had a good season, win the Fiesta Bowl. That was our last BCS win. But and another thing too, Bob Stoops and their offensive staff and defensive staff outcoached Nick Saban, and you can't even tell me that they didn't. They completely outcoached Nick Saban. I don't care what you say. They outcoached Nick Saban. What else can you say? I mean, we played awesome. 4 Alabama turnovers. What more can you ask for from this team? I mean, I don't know. Great game. It was a close game, but as I said, after Ohio State lost, if Ohio State would have won that game and they would have been a one-loss team, they would have been in front of us. But I'm hoping we get a 4, maybe a 4 or 5 up in there. I don't know really who could pass us after that win, since we're 11-2. Mizzou beat Oklahoma State, and they were a 2-loss team, and it wasn't nearly as impressive as our win against Bama. So that about wraps up this video. Can't believe OU won. Boomer Sooner. Yeah, that's about it. I'll come out with you with more content later, so thanks for watching.